In this video, we're going to explain to you how to make a season plan. So some people call this a macro cycle or season plan, and it's really easy in the free Swimtraxx Hub app. You go to the app, you go to the plan tab, you go into the season plan that you have made, and you tap the periodization icon. Here you can see a full tool to write your full season. Starting at the macrocycle level, you can add events. So for example, you can add a season starter race on the dates, and you can maybe add a special note there. You can also work on multiple days if you have multiple day events, such as a training camp or multi-day meets. You can add them here as well. So let's add that event. So that's basically how you start your season planning. You plan in all the events. And then you start playing around with mesocycles and the volume and intensities throughout the season. So we already put 2 mesocycles in here. We have a pre-season mesocycle, and we have a season starts mesocycle. You can always add more mesocycles, for example, a base training one. You can give it a color. Let's take orange for this. You can fully customize this, and you can write down here, for example, focus on endurance build up in beginning of the season. There you go. So I have a base training here, and then you can choose how long you make that mesocycle. Ideally, it's 5 to 6 weeks. You can make it shorter if you prefer. It's all your preference. So then we can play around with this mesocycles intensities. So you're not going to have it that high of an intensity. Let's pull them down. And then we say, for example, that you want to have the 3rd week a little bit higher and then have 2 recovery weeks and build it up like that. And then the volume can also drop a bit, and maybe you want to build up that volume throughout the full mesocycle. You can see the volume is now 26 kilometers for that specific week. So now you've planned your events, your mesocycles, your intensity and volume, and then you want to go into more specifics. So this is a base training mesocycle. So basically what you want to do is probably have some aerobic capacity stimuli during that week. And then you can say, for example, you want 2 regeneration trainings. Let's say we're going to train 6 times only this week, or depending on what your preferences are. So let's have 3 recovery ones, 1 very polarized set, and then maybe 1 more grade set. And that's going to be quite okay, I think, for that week. Maybe add 1 more recovery one in which we focus more on technique. There we go. So we have the stimuli explained, and just to be clear, you can customize everything. So if you want your own custom stimuli, you can add colors to it, give it an own name. For example, if you want to have dry land in your mesocycle as an indication of what athletes are doing, that's fine. You can add that here. You can add a label, which is short code for it, and then a full name for it, and then add a color. You can also choose to share the workouts with your coaching team or everyone. It all depends on your preferences. Some coaches like to share a training plan with their athletes. Some prefer to keep it more hidden from them so they can focus on the workouts every day by themselves. So now we have, let's repeat, the events, the different mesocycles with their intensity and volume, and then the stimuli for that week planned. We can go into the full week and look at how we are going to plan that week. So here we haven't gotten any sessions set up for that week yet. So let's just give an example. On Monday, we train at, let's say, 8, and then we can have the Monday training, and it's going to be a 4K workouts. And you can keep track on the amount of workouts you have planned for that week and are actually planned. You can see what the estimated intensity is. This is an arbitrary number you can choose yourself to indicate how intense a specific week is. Also a little bit to visualize it in the graph to show you what are heavy weeks and what are more easy weeks. You can see the planned volume, which is 24K for this week. For this workout, we have the 4K, so you can also see where you are on that. If you would add a second session on Tuesday, or maybe on Tuesday in the evening, and you would make that a 2K session, you will see that the total adds up to 6. Then you can choose what stimuli you want for that week. So let's say we want to start with an easy workout, and then maybe on Tuesday do our polarized set. And then you can see that you have already gotten all your polarized stimuli that you wanted for that week. So obviously, we need 3 more easy workouts for that week. So this is a bit how you can build up your full training plan. You can go through every week. You can adjust it as you go. And that's basically how it works. If you want more information, reach out to us through the app. We have a support button in the settings page, or just through the website by going to support.swimtraxx.com.